Okay, good afternoon, Disha. Today, I'm just coming here to take a concept view about the English language, spoken English. We discuss the entire informations about the spoken English. So, are you ready for that?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So, actually, English is a international language. So, most of the people fail to speak English language, especially the Bengalis are facing the different kinds of problem to speak in English language. So, do you have any kinds of opinion that how to speak English very fluently or how to speak English correctly? Especially Bengalis are suffering from that particular kinds of problems. So, do you have any kinds of idea to cope with that particular kinds of problem?
I have not any very proper idea,
Yes,
but
reduce the volume.
I want to tell
Look at the
that,
camera.
but I want to share something that will be helpful for every person.
Yes, yes.
First, I want to tell Bengalis have a
Reduce your
most.
volume.
But first, I want to tell that Bengalis have a most suffer to tell in English,
Yes.
but
Bengalis suffer a lot. Yes.
suffers a lot
Okay. What's the reason being you are erecting that why the Bengalis are suffering a lot of? Please explain with you.
because many people thought that English. What am I doing to learn in English?
Yes.
English is not very well language. Bangla language is the best language. I should do learn Bangla. Why I am learning English or other languages?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is the thought of many people. But I want to tell them
Yes.
that English is a international language, and if we learn English very properly and speak in English, that if we travel to other countries, first many countries have their mother language, first their mother language, and
Okay,
second
Disha,
their
sorry to interrupt you for a single moment of times. Actually, you talk about that particular kinds of words that the Bengalis have a kind of desire to think that they would like to learn the Bengali language. But what's that particular kinds of desire? I don't understand that Bengali the mother tongue is Bengali language, so they must talk Bengali very fluently. So why don't they express their eagerness to learn the English language? That's my query to you. Actually, English language learning has lots of benefits for different reasons. Okay, so I just want to know from you that what's the benefits of learning the English language? Do you have any difference of exposing the benefits?
um, many if we want to do a job or do become smarter than our friends and relatives, but not very smarter, just talk in English to develop your personality. So I recommended everyone that English is the best language
Yes, obviously.
to talk,
Yes.
and English is the most popular language in whole world.
In whole world.
In whole world.
Whole world.
Whole world.
Yes.
And Bengalis are also many Bengalis. I don't tell that no one is there. Many Bengalis are there who want to learn English, who want to talk in English, who want to develop his personality or her personality. So they also learn English, or they have a dream to learn English or speak in English. And many Bengalis are there when they don't like English.
Risha, to some extent, I want to know from you that when see the Bengalis have a kind of dream to learn the English language, according to your word is concerned. So actually, when the Bengalis try to learn the English language, they feel enormous problem. They are facing the problems. They trying to learn the English language, but they cannot get that kind of solid platform to learn. So as a consequence, the few days they try, but what happens? Their desire gone, their efforts of learning English gone. They become fed up for learning English. When they after a few days when they speak very wrong English, they could not able to correct the English, so they become very fed up and they start not they don't try to learn the English language. So what's the facial reason should be for learning the English language? How to make the learning of English language very effectively? Do you have any kinds of suggestions for those helpless Bengalis who are having a kind of dream to learn the English language, but as they didn't get that kind of solid platform of learning English language, so their minds get lost. They become completely fed up. So, do you have any kinds of suggestions or advice from where what would be a correct source of learning that English language?
First, they have to try.
Tell loudly, loudly.
First, they
Raise your volume more.
First, they have to try to learn English and find a solid platform to learn English.
Yes, yes.
And the special reason they could not able to speak in English is that we are when we are child, our atmosphere is that Bengali language,
Bengali language.
and all the people talk in Bengali.
Yes, right. Absolutely right.
They never talk in English
Yes.
in front of us.
Yes.
And when we grew up, that some people's ভরে দেওয়া
Pardon?
ভরে দেওয়া মানে আমাদের মাথাতে ঢুকিয়ে দেয়
Entered.
some people's
Convince us.
convinces in front of us English don't learn English language. English language is very bad language. So some people, not very people, some people are there, like our kakimas, aunties are there also. So, but when
No,
we
I wish to speak something different way that our mother tongue is Bengali language. So to some extent, it's a really very we have the respect of our mother tongue in a different place. That is a kind of different things. Okay, obviously we would have to respect because we born with our mother tongue, so we have a burning love for our mother tongue. But to some extent, that whenever we go for walks, go for our progress, you see that for stepping forward each and every step for our development of speaking or any course doing or for any job oriented aspects, if we don't know English language we have to stumble in each and every step. So why should have to take that particular kind of acquired feeling? I think that we have to. The time has already changed, so we have to be up to date with our time, with our times. Modern generations, what the modern generations are demanding. So we have to be up to date. If we become insisted for not up to date, not making ourselves up to date with the modern generations, what would happen to you? We'll backward. A backward guy. You think that suddenly you are making kinds of international business. Okay, suddenly a telephone call came from, and it's an international call, and if you didn't have the power to respond to understand that particular kinds of calls, what will happen to you? You could not able to give the feedback. So as a consequence, your business will hampered. So I just give a kinds of examples. So thousands and thousands of examples are also available. Now, what's the point?
every point you told.
Yes, I already told you. So you think, are you still not thinking that English language should be learned? And my query was that the Bengalis are trying to learn the English language, but they are not getting the solid platform, concrete platform to learn that atmosphere. So what should be the particular source of learning that kinds of language? Where to learn? If they didn't get the platform, solid platform, so where they would try? Actually, what's happening? They're trying, taking an attempt for 2 days learning, 3 days learning, at least 1 month. They sustain their efforts, but after that they get fed up because they're thinking that which of the English they are talking, they are not. They're getting confused. There is the right English or the bad English, or the correct English or the incorrect English. They are not getting any kinds of solid platform to make them correct it, make it correctly. So, how to get rid of from that particular kind of embarrassing situation?
First, we have to learn English
Yes.
and first tell wrong English.
First, you have to tell broken English.
Broken English.
Okay.
What English in your mind?
Comes.
What English will your mind in mind will come?
Mm-hmm.
You tell that English.
Yes.
If the English is wrong,
Yes.
your teacher or your tutor or we start from you
Yes. Yes.
get education.
Yes. Yes.
She or he will rectify your problems,
Mm-hmm.
and if you try hard with patience, then you can overcome to any situation. That is my opinion. So don't be afraid, nervous. Just tell English in your proper way. Then sometimes, some months before, after you saw yourself in mirror, who are you?
Pardon me, whatever the previous few lines, whatever you told, I just would like to hear it for second time.
Which
What are the words you have already told? I would like to hear it for second time. Pardon, please. That particular concept, whatever you recently told.
okay? First we have to learn English.
Yes.
First, tell wrong English.
Okay.
The English will come in your mind. You tell.
Yes, yes.
If the English will be wrong, then your tutor, your private teacher, or which platform you learn English,
Mhm.
they will rectify your English. And some months after, you saw yourself in mirror and saw that who are you.
Yes, yes.
Before you were very dull, you did not know English, but now you are very developed your
Okay,
personality.
okay. I have a question. I have a questions to you. That till now, whatever words you have already told, you told that whatever. First of all, each and every day we have to practice that kind of English language with you, with your teachers, and the teachers will make you rectify. But the problem lies here. Only one point, one problem lies here. What's the problem? I think that you obviously intending to know the problem. Problem is that what are the atmosphere you are learning? There is no such kinds of atmospheres you will get. Yes, firstly. Our private tuitions, if you talk about the private tuitions, what's the circumstance of our private tuitions? You see, the teachers is teaching class wise. Some of the grammatical factors, some of the writing factors, the teacher is teaching, and then when the task is done, the teacher leave it. And some of the paragraphs, the firstly the teachers are teaching, and the students have to write that particular paragraph. But actually, they are not getting that particular kind of speaking atmosphere, spoken English atmosphere. So, what is your view about that? Only that particular kind of reading, only the textual oriented English is enough for developing the fluency, or something different English should be learned according to you?
Something different English will be learned to develop your personality,
To develop our personality.
our personality, and only textual grammar or textual English is not fair
Hmm.
to develop.
So, what are the different items you are focusing, you are targeting? What are the, to some extent, according to you, you see that previous period of the time you are also not so much fluent in first terms. You had a panic of nervous, very nervous to speak in English language. So, you felt some of the problems. I asked you some of the questions to speak in English language. On that day, you are very much afraid. You just trying to be an escapist. So, what is your experience? From your experience, you frankly tell to me that what the special points of view should be stressed. Tell
I
me.
mean, my experience.
Yes. From your experience,
First, I was very.
raise your volume.
First, I was very dull, but not very dull. I'm good, but not very good in English.
Mhm.
Then my parents admit me in the classes, and when I first day I went to the tuition, I was very afraid what they are talking.
Yes.
Whatever they're talking.
Which tuitions you went?
Shuri,
Shuri? Spoken English. Okay.
Shuri spoken English.
Huh?
And I was very nervous and very much afraid. And when sir said me stand up and answer the question, I answered but not very properly.
Yes.
But then
Gradually, you were attending the classes. When you were attending the classes, then
step
You-
by step I grew up and no.
develop speaking quality.
And then
So, okay, and then
I became very friendly to English.
okay. So, do you recommend for every students for learning spoken English, or you think that simply reading textual English is enough for speaking?
I recommended every student, even not every student, who those are old like 35, 24,
Yes.
like that. Learning for learning, there is no age
Is bar.
is by
Is bar.
is by is by
Is bar.
is by
Bar. BR. Bar. Is bar.
is by. So that if you are older than
Yes.
us students,
Mm-hmm.
then you have not to be shame.
You also.
You also learn English and develop your personality.
Means
Who are-
spoken English should be learned.
Spoken English should be learned, not to only textual English.
Hmm.
Many,
Yes. I have already shown that many of the people who had already spent the time in only the textual units or others also grammar concentrating on the grammar, but they could not able to speak. Whereas a few people, lots of people who only started speaking with some of the grammatical factors, their speaking already changed a lot. So, what's your final suggestion? Yes,
uh, my final
to
suggestion.
develop the speaking in English, should learn the spoken English.
Hmm.
Okay, anyone? Okay, thanks Risha for having been with you and spending lots of time in the topic of spoken English learning. So we discussed regarding that kinds of topic, English as an international language, and what's the benefits, what's the merits of learning spoken English, and how the especially the embraced Bengalis how to learn the spoken English to overcome their hesitations and the nervousness. Obviously, they should learn the spoken English and they will really develop the fluency and the speaking quality. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you.